Weird times we're living in.
Here, when Trump returns to office, he will actually have a lot of power with the Republican-controlled Senate and House. He's suggested at times using the National Guard to target the enemy within, and key members of his last administration called him a fascist. But you've defended him. Can you explain?
No, I defended the rhetoric that we're using across our country and what our children are listening to and what we're doing.
This brother is good, man. This brother, I did not defend Trump. If you ask me if my enemy, it doesn't matter whether it's a friend or an enemy, if I believe that there's something, if their shirt that they're wearing is red and they're wearing a blue shirt, just because I say that the shirt is not red, it's blue, that doesn't mean I'm defending them. That means you're asking me a question and I'm giving you my honest answer. But because they live and because they're trying to get ratings and because they're just trying to appear to a particular audience, because they live in this bubble, this view bubble, they have to just pick sides. So anything that somebody says that is not aligned with their hatred for Donald Trump, they see it as defending him. This is why they've lost people. And I just realized, do you see on the bottom of the screen? I didn't even realize that it says Hitler on the bottom of the screen. Was that like a, I don't even know what that's about. Is that because they're talking? Wait, I don't know. Let's keep going. I don't know what that's about.
We've reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in conversation. They were even calling him Hitler. That's an insult.
That was only his vice president.
That was an insult. That was an insult to the millions of Jews and others who died. We know what Hitler did. Mm-hmm. And what I said to our country, when I'm on the streets talking to my young people who are protesting on college campuses, wearing Hamas signs and calling for the destructions of groups, I said, we have to bring down this rhetoric. We have to start engaging in conversation. You know, Obama said it right, and I agree. This is not the divided state. This is the United States. We're the greatest country on the globe, and people are watching us and name calling.
But do you think Trump should have brought down the rhetoric? Because
everybody should.
Well, let's start at the top then, because maybe it trickles down.
Hey, Joy, did you realize that Biden is the president right now? Let's start at the top. Trump was the felon, right? Trump was the person that lost the last election. Now he's at the top, right? So maybe you should have been calling on this stuff maybe the first time Donald Trump got, or when he got shot, the first assassination attempt. Because it lasted what? When Biden said it lasted maybe a half a show that y'all did. These people take no responsibility. Aren't y'all the #1 daytime show in America? So let's start from the top down. Why don't y'all start doing it and then we can follow suit? Because y'all act as if y'all have no influence over people.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Mayor, I want to thank you for your remarks after October 7th, calling out anti-Semitism, which has been on the rise in the United States. I thought it was very powerful. Now, the country is unpacking the results of the election. Yes. The vice president won New York, but by 12 points as opposed to Joe Biden's 23-point margin. Mm-hmm. That was a significant move to the right in New York State. What do you attribute and you actually stated that you think you said the far left agenda is backfiring. What do you attribute the decline in support among Democrats in New York to, and what are Democrats getting wrong?
Well, okay, first I want to go back to your original comment. I was calling for the dismantling of hate in our country. Our Sikhs who are being attacked, LGBTQ members are being attacked, African Americans, Jews. I say let's dismantle the hate. And what you saw in this city, in this election, where you saw a shift and the state becoming redder, is because we stopped talking about working class people issues. When mom and pops are afraid, I can't pay my college tuition, the rent is too damn high, healthcare is too.
I'm starting to see maybe why this brother got indicted and maybe why his Democratic team turned on him. Because he just speaks truth. He doesn't worry about saying everything that what are Democrats saying? Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. What are Republicans saying? Okay, so just disagree with all that. That's not the energy that he brings. And this is why you see on CNN, you don't typically see black men like him on CNN, right? You don't typically see black men like him on MSNBC. Is he giving y'all Van Jones vibes? Not to me. They do not like certain type of black men speaking on these type of things. And this is, in my opinion, I have no idea, about his case and what he got indicted for. I understand what they're saying. He's denied it. I don't know whether it's true or not. It's innocent until proven guilty in America, right? I guess that depends on whether or not we like the person. All right, cool. Mayor Eric Adams is a stand-up person. That's what he's showing right now. He's showing a stand-up person that will not compromise his morals based on what political side the View wants him to be on, or what political side the Democratic Party wants him to be on. This is what we're seeing, a masculine man who is unapologetic about being so. And now I'm starting to realize why they need to get rid of him. He's not feeding into the same talking points that everybody else is talking about. He's calling out the whole woke movement and all this other nonsense that the Democratic Party has turned into, that most Democrats don't even agree with. And when I say most Democrats, I'm talking about the people that vote Democrat. The people that vote for Democratic politicians, they do not even believe in this woke culture, but you have allowed the woke culture to take over your entire party, and that is exactly why Donald Trump has won.
Too expensive. We stopped talking to everyday New Yorkers and Americans. When I'm in the streets talking to them, they're not asking me, Eric, tell me about fascism. They're talking about finance. They're not talking about Hitler. They're talking about housing. We need to talk to everyday working class people, and we stopped doing that.
He got the mixtape coming out. We got to run it back. He throwing the little bars out there. We'll let him.
They're talking about Hitler. They're talking about housing. We need to talk to everyday working class people, and we stopped doing that. And those are the issues that they are afraid of. They're afraid of the future of their children.
What up, Aunt?
But the Democratic Party was addressing most of those issues with the infrastructure bill, for example, and keeping Medicare and Social Security safe. Why would they vote for the party that will hurt them? I didn't get that.
Well, part of the business of campaigning is getting your message out and being clear on your message. Even the experts in their party were saying, get back to the message. What are we doing for everyday people in the country? And this is the same thing happened in 2022. When I got elected in 2022, I stated that, listen, we need to be talking about crime in this country. They ignored it. We lost the election. During 2023, I said, we got to deal with this migrant and asylum seeker issue. It was on the top 1 or 2 issues in the country. We ignored it. We have to go back and talk to those issues that people are worried about.
Okay, we have to go back.
They don't care about migrants. You think they're living in communities where migrants are coming in? They don't have, they can give their opinion on things, but because they're living in such a totally different world than the rest of us, there's no accountability to anything they say because they don't have to live with it. Yeah, let everybody come on in. Are they moving into your communities? Are they going to school with your kids? Are they clogging up your healthcare systems in your hospitals? Oh, okay.
Back and have a commercial. We'll be right back. We are back with Mayor of New York, Eric Adams, and Anna has the next question.
Mayor, you were talking before the break about folks living in fear. And one of the things that's causing a lot of fear right now is immigration and what Trump is promising to do. It was a key issue for voters. Trump is vowing to do mass deportations. There's 500,000 undocumented immigrants living in New York City. Some have lived here for decades. There's DREAM Act kids, dreamers living in New York City. Again, some have lived here for decades. What's your message right now for the people in New York living in fear?
And we have to be very clear on the role of immigrants in our country and city. Going back to early Italians, early Irish, early the roles of just all the groups, how they have built this country, and particularly in New York City. I don't believe in mass deportation. This is a city where we tell whomever is here to, if you're a victim of a crime, call the police. If your child must be educated, let them go to school. If you need medical attention, allow them to go to the hospital. But Americans have been clear, though. We have a broken immigration system. I don't believe in mass deportation, but I don't believe in mass saturation.
Do me a favor, make sure everybody hit that like button, It's gonna make the channel go. Like, we need that. We need as many people engaged in these conversations as possible is going to boost the algorithm. All right, back to the show.
20,000 migrants and asylum seekers came to the city, cost us $6.4
Did y'all hear what he just said? Hold up.
Deportation, but I don't believe in mass saturation. 220,000 migrants and asylum seekers came to the city, cost us
220,000 people came to New York City, costing $6.4 billion.
$6.4 billion. I'm not allowed to let them work. I'm not allowed to have them be participating in the tax base of this city. We can't deport those who commit crimes in our city. We are not allowed to connect with ICE. This is a failed system.
Did y'all hear what, like, are y'all understanding these liberal policies that were put in play? You can't even deport criminals. You can't deport people that committed crimes. These people can't work. These people actually want to work, in my opinion. They can't participate in the tax system. So they're not, so let me be clear on this. When you say that they can't participate in the tax system, and maybe I'm hearing this the wrong way, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. That means you're not contributing to paying taxes. So that means that our tax dollars are funding that 6.4 billion, right? And across the country, our tax dollars are funding however amount of money it costs to bring people in. And they're not even participating in giving back taxes, if I'm understanding correctly. And then because he's saying that you have a failed ICE system, you can't even deport the ones that commit the crimes. So we hear a lot of these stories where somebody may have gotten in trouble, but they were allowed to stay, and then they get and they do a more serious crime, and then it becomes a story. How could to me, it's how could you? Oh, I've remembered. Abortion. That's the only thing that matters. I was getting ready to say, how could we even consider reelecting Biden or Harris? But then I forgot. My body, my choice. That's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters, right? Okay, I got you.
We need to fix it. And if we don't fix it, we're seeing what's happening in Chicago, what's happening in Houston, what's happening in Denver. This is wrong for cities to pick up this course. They only gave me $200 million out of $6.4 billion that it should have gone to everyday issues in our city.
They gave him $200 million to address $6.4 billion. And he said the money should have been going to New Yorkers in the city. Y'all remember the Mayor Eric Adams video maybe 2 years ago that we played on TV when he said that this issue is going to destroy New York City? Just from a common finance standpoint, like just from a business perspective. And maybe this is why we need a business person in the role as CEO, AKA President of the United States of America. How do you give $200 million to address a $6.4 billion problem?
Side of that coin, though, you've got Trump, who says that part of his plan is to send troops into the states and into the cities to conduct these mass deportations. Would you let him come into New York City? What's your scenario? What are your plans if he tries to?
They trying to put him in a. Would you let Trump come in? Would you let the president come in? Like, they trying to ask him questions. Yeah, like these people, these women are. Oh my God.
Do that in New York City?
We have sat down and did scenario plannings on all of these issues. And there are a lot of laws, there are a lot of requirements. What we must do is to be prepared to address the issues as they come in front of us. Our team has been there. We looked at all of these issues and all the conversations that are taking place. The operationalizing of the theories that people want to do is different from the actualization of it. Again, people conflate sanctuary cities with the migrant and asylum issue. That's not the same thing. People who are paroled into the country, the sanctuary cities is stating to those who are here that you have the right to access the services of the city, because that's how we treat people in New York City.
Let me ask you this,
Yes.
Mayor. Back in September, you were indicted on charges that allege you accepted luxury travel perks and illegal campaign contributions from a Turkish official who was seeking political favors. Now, a few members of your inner circle have also been indicted. More are under investigation. I understand you have pled not guilty, You continue to run the city. But critics are suggesting that you have recently embraced Trump, perhaps because you want either the charges dropped or perhaps a pardon from President-elect Trump. What's your response to those critics?
Well, you know,
I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'm going to go back just a few seconds. Look at how she asks the question. She knows damn well what question you're trying to ask, but because she's uncomfortable asking it, look at her look down. Look at her look down. She looks like Kamala answering a question.
Few members of your inner circle have also been indicted. More are under investigation. I understand you have pled not guilty. You continue to run the city. But critics are suggesting that you have recently embraced Trump, perhaps because you want...
Because you know you're asking me some dumb stuff.
Either the charges dropped or perhaps a pardon from President-elect Trump. What's your response?
It's so, to me, it's a disrespectful question because Eric Adams, do you not think that when he stood out in 2022 against the Democratic Party and called out them for bringing in all the migrants to New York City, saying it's going to destroy the city, do you not think that, like, he didn't know that Donald Trump was going to be president? Matter of fact, that was probably at a time where it was his least likely for Donald Trump to get reelected, to serve another term. And now she's asking him this question, basically saying like, yo, are you only rocking with Trump so you can get pardoned out of your situation? That's what she's trying to ask him. And she doesn't even feel comfortable asking him. That's why she's doing the look down game, acting like she's reading something. Shorty, you rehearsed that question, I'm sure, plenty of times.
Response to those critics?
Well, you know, I think nothing is more challenging than not being able to defend yourself in public.
You have the floor.
I know that
I'm sorry?
You have the floor.
Well, he can't really talk about the case.
There you go, former prosecutor.
So Sonny Hostin, she says you have the floor, knowing damn well he can't talk about this case, knowing damn well he can't get into the details. And Sonny, who's a former prosecutor or former attorney, whatever she was, who knows? She's the one that jumps in and says, oh, well, he can't discuss it. So why ask the dumb question then? Why ask the question knowing that he can't properly defend himself? So pretty much really all you want him to address is the fact of saying like, oh, yeah, I just love Trump because I want to get pardoned. Like, what do you expect him to say to this question?
I'm so glad you're saying that.
Can't talk
A
about
former
the case,
prosecutor.
but you can talk about whether or not you believe that your recent embracing of Trump, your critics are saying, is because you hope for a pardon.
Do y'all, this is the problem. This is what we're embracing of Trump. So you asking, because I didn't go along with y'all saying Trump's a fascist, because I didn't go along with that, now that's embracing Trump. Do you realize that this is gang tactics? These are gang tactics. Look, she's trying to bully him. She's trying to bully him like, yo, well, yeah, you can't address that, but you can address, why you're embracing Trump recently. Stop it. What men do, we embrace the truth. What men do, we embrace things that align with our principles, morals, and values. That's stand up. That's what stand up men do. It has nothing to do with, well, my side said to do this, so I just did that. That's what Democratic men that they put on TV do. That's what Van Jones does. That's what a lot of these other goofs do on TV.
Or you hope to get some sort of the charges perhaps dropped?
Listen, I said it over and over again. I did nothing wrong. I spent 40 years of my life, 22 of them as a police officer, protecting the children and family of the city. I'm consistent of that. I live my life the way I expect everyday New Yorkers are supposed to live their life. I have a legal team. They're going to manage that case. My job is to do what I've done since January 1st, 2022. Make sure crime goes down in the city, record number of housing that's built in the city, turn around our economy, and make sure as you leave this place that you could enjoy the safety of the city. That's my job. I've lived up to that. And the challenges that we face in life, can you continue to do the job that you were elected to do? And the numbers are clear. I'm doing that every day.
Talk to me.
Okay, well.
You got any more questions? Hey, sip the coffee.
Come again.
We sipped the coffee afterwards. Y'all saw him take a sip of the coffee? Yo, is Mayor Eric Adams gonna be is he going to be like I don't, is he going to be the next one to lead the Democratic Party and maybe run for president? I don't know, though. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. He really, you remember how they used to say that he's James St. Patrick Ghost? I think that's his name on Power. Remember how they used to say that he think he ghosts running around New York City? Like, yo, the brother's smooth.
I bet you were elected to do. And the numbers are clear. I'm doing that every day.
Okay, well, thanks for coming by. Come again if you need to. Our thanks to Mayor Eric Adams, and we'll be right back.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Life is amazing. Life is amazing. Make sure y'all hit the like button. All right, so we're getting ready to get into this Chicago town hall or whatever it is. The Chicago residents are pissed off. Let's take a look. It's Dak. Just want to thank you for checking out our video and visiting the OG Network. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you give us a like. And if you're looking to join a community of inspired individuals striving for purposeful abundance, subscribe. And if you're feeling real generous, share the video with some friends and family. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Ew.